A glass for you, my dear.
Thank you.
We're drinking Chardonnay.
Nice. Ready?
Salute.
Salute.
After a long day, we need something to calm us down. Especially now that we're gonna get cooking.
Oh, nice. Now, what are we gonna start cooking today?
Okay, well, first of all, welcome to Auntie's Cool Kitchen. Thank you everyone for your warm words about our last episode, which we did for the first time. So many of you liked the episode and encouraged me and motivated me, and I decided, you asked me to repeat this, and so that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm having a different menu tonight, and I would like to share that with you.
Wonderful. Okay, so what do we have all here?
Okay, we have two dishes. One is the a chicken dish, which is very unusual, and then we have a rice dish, which either one of these two dishes can be used by themselves or with other accompaniments, but they can also, I did this tonight so that I can combine them and serve them together.
Wonderful. And what is the rice dish you're going to be making today?
Okay, the rice dish that we're going to make is called, it's an Iranian dish, and it's called Shirin Polo. Shirin means sweet, so it's sweet rice, but my version of it is not that sweet. It's just everything is kept in its natural state as carrots and orange peel. I will go over this later on in detail, but the first dish that I want to make is the chicken dish, and this is called confit chicken. Confit is a French method of cooking, which is basically used primarily for duck. So it's duck confit, and usually duck is cooked in its own oil or grease.
Its own fat.
Yes, on its own fat. And but I am adopting this for chicken, and basically confit means any meat that is cooked in its own fat. But
Either its own fat or a different type of fat.
or in any kind of
Any
lipid,
kind of fat,
but
okay.
mostly because it's primarily used for duck. So duck is cooked in its own duck fat. But now I'm cooking chicken tonight, and so what I am going to do is I'm going to confit them. But I want to think of confit can be applied also to vegetables. For example, I have made some tomato confit. I actually fire roasted the tomatoes. I took the peel off. I put it in a pot covered with olive oil. Added some onion, whole onion or sliced onion, a jalapeno, and salt and pepper. And you can add any kind of herbs you want. You can add oregano, you can add thyme, rosemary, sage, tarragon, whatever your choice of herb is.
And you confit it with olive oil?
Yes,
or?
yes.
Okay.
So I used olive oil as a fat to confit the tomatoes.
I see.
You could apply that to other things like eggplant confit,
Okay.
or squash confit,
Wow.
or tomato confit. It's basically is a substance with a meat or vegetable covered with whatever your choice of lipid is, and let it cook without water for a long time.
Nice.
So that is what I wanted to
And
discuss.
what kind of fat are we cooking the chicken
Okay,
with?
now with the chicken, first of all, let me tell you what we did with the chicken. I marinated the chicken in onions. First of all, I covered it with a good saffron. I rubbed it all over the place. Took the skin off the chicken because I didn't want the skin to take the flavor of saffron. I wanted the meat to take the flavor of saffron. I added some salt and pepper, and then I covered it with sliced onion that was also had some saffron in it. And I marinated it overnight. You can marinate it for 2 hours. You can marinated, for a short time, but it's up to you. But I marinated, I had time, so I marinated this overnight. And that's how it looks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to confit this chicken with brown butter.
Wow.
I explained to
And
you.
how do you make brown butter?
Right.
Yeah.
The brown butter is made of fresh butter, cooked on low heat over a period of time, like 15-20 minutes. And it loses all the milk particles sit at the bottom, and the rest, there will be a foam on top of the butter, and the foam will disappear, and the butter will change color as well as the taste. Once you taste the brown butter, you will never go back to the fresh butter because it tastes nutty and it's so delicious.
So brown butter is your secret in
My
most dishes.
secret in just about any dish. So let me begin, and of course, and also some lemon juice. I wanted to make sure that.
Do you add that at the end,
No,
or
in the very beginning, when I put the
chicken in the
chicken
pot?
in the pot, I add some lemon juice and then cover it with the brown butter.
Wonderful.
And I let it cook without any other liquid for maybe an hour or a little longer. Check it every now and then until it's cooked. And when it's cooked, then the flavor of the chicken will change and the flavor of the butter will change. But don't worry about using this much butter because it's not going to be all absorbed by the chicken. But you're going to be able to use this butter over and over again. It would have a saffron flavor, and it's has its own flavor, and it would be delicious, especially if you're cooking rice with it.
And a lot of people are scared of using butter in their foods. They think it's not healthy, but actually it's one of the most healthiest fats because it's not processed. Is that right?
Exactly. And it also, it's made of natural substances, and it's true, it has cholesterol, but it's also, why would we want to eat fat if it's not flavorful? Why would I want to use vegetable oil? It has no flavor.
Yeah.
Maybe for some things you do need to have flavorless fat. But
It's a healthy fat though.
yeah, I mean, it's not healthier than olive oil, but it's good. It's at least has some vitamin A in it, and especially in this dish, even though it gives flavor to the chicken, it's not a fatty chicken that you cannot eat it because it's been deep fried in chicken. It's not like that.
I mean, the chicken is gonna make the chicken very tender
Absolutely.
and juicy.
Yes.
And like the meat is just
falling
gonna
apart.
fall
It
right
falls
off the bone,
Yeah.
right?
Salute again. It's time for some nutrition.
All right, so we got the chicken over here.
And the brown butter. And my lemon juice. Oops. Slippery.
So we made sure to put all the onions, the chicken inside the pot.
Yes. I'm going to put the lemon juice on top of the chicken.
And how much lemon is that?
That was about 2 lemons.
Okay.
And this is the brown butter, which I'm going to pour over the chicken.
Wow. And you want it to be completely submerged.
Yes, submerged into the oil, into the butter.
Into the chicken.
Yes. This looks pretty good to me.
You want to get those brown bits in there too, right?
Yeah.
That's where the most flavor is.
Okay. The butter.
So what are we going to turn the temperature on?
Yes. First on high so that it would warm up.
So we put this on high temperature at first.
So at first. I'm going to add some more pepper to this, since I like the flavor of pepper. It's fresh ground. Fantastic. Coming to a boil.
So you want to close the pot, right?
Yes. And I will turn this to medium.
Nice. All right, so tell us how you're going to make this beautiful and tasty Shirin Polo.
Shirin Polo is one of those traditional Iranian dishes that is usually made for a holiday or a celebration, wedding.
And Shirin means sweet.
Means sweet, yes. And usually some people don't like it because in some of the recipes they have used too much sugar in making the carrots or the orange peel. But I have used the natural sugar as they were without adding extra sugar, and I won't. So it's basically made of rice and sautéed carrot. And the interesting ingredient is the orange peel. Orange peel, you can buy orange peel dried and rehydrated and make with some sugar and water, give life to it. I make my own. Every time I have orange, I keep the peel. I take all the white pith out. I sliver it like this, and it becomes something like this. And you put it in water and change the water several times so that the bitterness of the orange oil would decrease, and the flavor will mellow. Then you add to it some sugar and some water, and you let it cook unless the orange peel is cooked like this. And then you use that in making the rice. The other elements of sweet rice are almond and pistachio. Usually almond is used in slivers. I had whole almonds, so I made my own chunky almond. And I have pistachios which were already peeled when I bought them, and they're not that huge, so I'm going to use them whole as they are. And of course some saffron. And also I use, in the carrots, I use some rose water, a small amount of rose water.
Oh, nice.
That gives it a nice aroma of rose. I use some vanilla, and something that you may or may not have at home. If you don't run and buy one. But this is the orange blossom water, which smells and tastes like orange blossom. And this too gives a very nice aroma to the rice itself, and also to the ingredients that are in the rice.
Wonderful.
Okay. First so I'm going to go there and first start with rice. I'll bring it to boil, and then I will saute the carrots with some saffron, and add some of the orange peel, and then I'll saute some almonds and pistachio. I refresh them with nice butter, and have it ready for when I'm ready to put the rice together.
Great, let's get started.
Yes. This technique of cooking rice is a bit different than the way the traditionalists make rice. First, I will bring the water to a boil. I used warm water, and I add some salt. I rinsed the rice 2-3 times to get rid of its starch. That's all I did. I did not soak this overnight. I did not let it sit in the water for a long time. I did not add any salt to it. This is just plain rice, basmati and jasmine mixed. And I'm going to pour this in this water that is getting hotter and hotter.
And why do you mix the basmati rice and the jasmine together?
Because basmati is long, elongated, and has a different aroma, and jasmine is kind of like fat and starchy and has a different aroma. So when I mix them together, they will make this wonderful combination of two flavors, and which make the rice more interesting. You don't have to do it this way. Sometimes I just use one or the other. But for this dish, I decided that I like to mix the two rices. If you don't have both, just make it with one, whatever you have. But it better be basmati, because basmati cannot be replaced with just long grain rice. To come to a boil. And I will cover this rice partially so that the foam will not flow over.
So we're gonna wait until it boils, right?
No, while it's getting to be boiling, I'm going to make the carrot for our rice dish. I have some brown butter in the frying pan, and I'm going to add the carrots. The carrots have been shredded. You can buy them shredded already, or you can shred it in your food processor or by hand. I use the food processor to shred. Oh, there's a leaf of mint lost in the carrot.
So you're gonna saute the carrots inside brown butter.
Yes. You see, there are like pieces that did not, but that's okay. You don't want to get too fussy about everything being the same shape and no inconsistency. Salt to this.
So we're adding some salt to the carrots.
Yes.
And we're just going to
Saute it until the carrots are softened a little. But I don't want to cook the carrots. I don't want them to get mushy. Boy, these mints are all over the place. Let me check the rice. Okay, the rice hasn't come to a boil yet. And I will add some saffron to it.
So we're going to add some saffron to the carrots while it's sauteing in the brown butter.
Yes.
All right.
I add some rose water. Maybe 2 teaspoons. A little bit of this orange blossom.
Smells so good.
Just a little bit. That's good enough. Half a teaspoon or so. And some vanilla.
Oh, I never seen anyone use vanilla.
Yeah. Okay.
Another secret of yours.
Yes, it's gives it a nice aromatic flavor of all kinds.
So the rice seems to be boiling. We want to open the lid to get the
And
bubbles
turn
down.
it off. At this point, I turn off the heat and remove. Oh, maybe I don't have. I just cover it and let it sit.
With the stove off.
Yes.
So the carrots are ready.
Ready? I will add some orange peel to the carrots.
So you just cook the orange peel in some water and sugar?
Uh-huh. Almonds, add some almond to it as well.
And what about the pistachios?
No, the pistachio goes on top of the rice.
Is it ready?
It's still crunchy.
So you don't want the carrots to be mushy.
That's right. You just want it to lose some of its crispness. This dish, like many Chinese dishes, requires more work before preparation than after preparation.
Actually
Or
having to
after
cook it.
Yeah. And as you see, once the rice is ready, we'll mix it and we'll let it steam, and basically the rice would be done in like half an hour or so.
So we just keep the fire off the rice and
Yes.
just let it
Let it
steam.
sit for 15-20 minutes, and then I will check the rice to make sure that it's almost cooked, not totally.
Oh.
You don't want the rice to be totally cooked because it's going to get mixed with something that has water in it. Carrot has water.
Oh.
So if it's too cooked, then the rice is going to get mushy.
So you want the rice to kind of be like al dente.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Al dente enters into Persian cooking. From Italy all the way. Chicken is coming along, but it's cooking in its own, in butter.
Smells so good.
Doesn't it?
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm going to turn this down as well. And this as well. Rice is ready. You see? I want you to see closely. You see how long? But it's still al dente. You see? Now it's time to drain the water. I drained the water in the colander. Put some cold water so that the cooking of rice will stop.
So we're just adding some cold water.
Cold water and make sure that it's... You see, the rice is alive and well and has reached the length that people soak the rice overnight to get to. So you see, you didn't have to soak it overnight to get to this stage. That's the beauty of this. Okay, put some brown butter here.
Is there saffron in this brown butter?
Because it was used in the previous confit chicken, yes, but I'm going to add more saffron.
So you want it to sizzle
Yes. I turn off
to get the color of the saffron.
I am going to go on that side, so follow me. Okay, I put some rice at the bottom.
The bottom of the butter
Pot, yes.
with saffron.
Yes. The goodie.
So we're adding the carrots and the rice one at a time.
Yes.
with the orange blossoms mixed into the carrots.
Yes. Another layer of rice. Another spoonful or two of the carrot. Chicken juice.
This is another Shahnaz's, another secret.
Secret.
You're gonna add a little bit of the juice with the butter of the chicken and drip it inside the rice. Oh my God.
You can go back and cook. Wow. I think this would be done in very short time. Make sure I got all the rice cook.
So you're gonna let the rice cook?
Yes, on high heat first, until I see the steam coming in. In the rice, so that the steam can come out.
So we're gonna put some holes in the rice so the steam can come out.
Yes.
And completely
Cover.
cover the lid.
And lower the heat to medium until the rice is cooked. You realize that I did not cover the lid with any cloth, which is the customary Iranian style. I just put it like this. So what happens is that with steam, the water will come up, the water will go back again. And goes back to the bottom and it will make tahdig.
So there's no use for
No,
the towel.
not in my cooking style. But if you want to do it, go ahead, be my guest. Do use your cloth. The only thing that takes time is the orange peel, making the orange peel.
Yeah, it was super easy to make.
You see how easy that was? The chicken would be done shortly. The rice will be done in maybe half an hour or so, and we can eat. And isn't that a good thing? Lovely.
Now let's see what's going on
Yeah,
in the news.
with the
Folks
resurrection.
understand this, so they're pushing the police line back. So let's make sure.
We now are going to roast the nuts to bring out their natural flavor. And then when the rice is ready, we'll add it to the top of the rice and make it more nutty.
Are you roasting it in brown butter?
Yes,
Of course.
of course.
Is this on high heat?
High heat first, and then I will turn it down. Some people like this jewel polo or jewel rice.
Jeweled Persian rice, that's what
Rice.
they call it.
That the jewel Persian rice probably has more things, like maybe it has zereshk. What is zereshk?
Like kind of like raisins.
Raisins. It's like a sour kind of. I know it has a name in English. I forgot. It's the old age catching up with me.
It looks like it's caught up with me too because I don't know it either.
But it's sour, and it's you'll find it in Iran used quite frequently with rice. So the jewel rice has some of that in it too. Sweet rice doesn't.
Oh.
Although some people do whatever they want, and good for them. Let them add whatever they like.
Have you ever added the zereshk to your Shirin Polo?
No,
No.
no. Not that it's okay to do that. I think that when you cook, you really have to be relaxed about it, and use the recipe only as a framework, not as a verse of from the Bible that you have to do it like that, you know.
So just be experimental.
It's experimental. Like if you like to add it, go ahead, add it. How do you think these recipes were made? Somebody crazy like me said, well, let's do this. And I did it and it tasted good. Oh, goody. Now it becomes a recipe. Maybe a few, 10 more minutes or so.
How do you know it?
But by touching it. Usually it falls apart. This hasn't yet, so it needs more time. Oh, excuse me. Please don't go looking for Australian salt.
Is it
There's
good?
nothing that different about Australian than American than whatever else. Just use whatever salt you have. But I got this and I liked it, so.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is we go have another sip of wine and relax and listen to the call music. This a cool kitchen.
Why?
Because it's cool. I am cool, so my kitchen is cool.
All right, we're checking up on the juicy, buttery saffron chicken. Do you think it's ready?
Oh, you see?
Oh man, it's just falling right off the bone. We're gonna add some of the orange peels. Oh, and the juice. And we're gonna add the roasted nuts to the rice. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. And now we're going to add the confit, saffron, and brown butter chicken. And you can just see the meat is just falling right off the bone. And we're going to add all of the juice from the pot to the rice and the chicken. So you're adding the juice from the orange peels.
And voila.
There we go. This is what we're having for dinner tonight. And there we go. Voila.
Voila. Let's eat.
Let's eat. Look at this beautiful, tasty dish. Thank you
Let's
so
celebrate
much.
to ourselves.
Let's celebrate. Thank you everybody for watching.